how did I get so many pairs? And a big reason for these, especially for the Pandas, is that JD Sports actually opened another location near me, so that's why I bought a bunch of these. YouTube, what is going on, everyone? It's your boy AC back with another video, and today is episode 90 of the series where we take $100 and we continuously buy, trade, and sell sneakers till we make $100,000. Now, from all the buying, trading, selling, all that great stuff in between from last episode, today we have a brand new grand total of by far the highest number we've had on this channel. I feel like I've been saying this for the past few episodes, but it keeps getting higher and higher. And today we finally passed that 60,000 milestone because our grand total is $60,303.60. 60% of the way there in pure cash. However, we have tens of thousands of dollars in our inventory alone. If you guys are new here, wait till the end of the video and I'll show you guys just how much stuff we have in our inventory, because it's a lot. However, this episode I do plan on spending a good amount of money, just like last episode, but this time with a bunch of heat, because the Jordan 1 Low Black Toe and the Jordan 1 High UNC toes are dropping in store. So I'm planning on trying to get as many pairs as I can in those. Men or grade school, it doesn't really matter. I see those selling stupidly well for me. And yeah, if you guys are new here, pretty much we go to the malls 3 times an episode. However, we condense all that footage into a quick around like 30-second montage for you guys. So with all that being said, let's waste no more time, head up to the stores and see what we're picking up this episode. Okay, we are back, and from all of the videos you saw, we picked up a good amount of stuff. First off, you can probably tell by the box already, we did get some Jordan 1 High UNC toes. Unfortunately, not a lot of sizes, but I did manage to get my personal pair and a few grade school sizes. And yeah, getting a shoe like this for retail is insane. I'm honestly super surprised I found any in-store remaining. If these released like 3 years ago today, these would have sold out instantly and had an insane resale markup. But in today's market, these things honestly aren't worth anything too high, which in my opinion is amazing, because if you do want to get into this whole sneaker collecting, this is a perfect time to do so, because shoes like this you're gonna see sitting on shelves not for a long time. But like I said, I got them in store, so it shouldn't be that hard for you guys to also get them in store if you put in that work. But if you want to watch my full review and resale prediction on this shoe, the link will be up here somewhere, as well as in the description, where you will also find a link to purchase a pair for yourself if by somehow you haven't got a pair. Because like I said, an amazing shoe. Definitely, I think, my Jordan 1 High of the year. But yeah, let's go over to my Jordan 1 Low of the year, which is a no-brainer. This pair, the black toe in the OG cut. You can't complain about this shoe at all. And honestly, the resale value isn't anything super high that I would expect for a shoe like these, and we bought a ton of them. Honestly, in my opinion, a shoe that'll do really well for either local selling or for like a consignment selling. Honestly, I think consignment will be the best thing for these shoes. But yeah, we bought a bunch of men's and grade school sizes in this pair. Not too sure the exact sizes at the moment, but it'll be listed at the end of the video like always. A little bit higher of a price point considering it is that OG cut, but the colorway itself is just an OG classic that you really can't go wrong with. And yeah, like I said, my personal Jordan 1 Low of the year. But you guys have to let me know in the comments below, do you guys like the red lace look on this shoe? My opinion, I really dislike it a lot. I like the black laces, but I've also seen some cream slash like off-white laces. Those ones look really nice too. But let me know in the comments below, what kind of laces would you rock with these ones? Because I can't do the red ones. I really don't like the red ones. I don't know what it is about them, but yeah, we bought a stupid amount of these, as well as another shoe we bought a bunch of, which is this pair. The Nike Dunk Low Pandas. I think we bought around 7 or 8 pairs of these. You guys are probably wondering, how did I get so many pairs? And a big reason for these, especially for the Pandas, is that JD Sports actually opened another location near me. So That's why I bought a bunch of these. I probably should have mentioned that in the beginning, but I'm not gonna lie, I completely forgot until last minute. So we probably only got a few hours of sleep before heading to that grand opening that day. And yeah, that's where I got my personal pair of the UNC toes and all of these pandas. But other than those two things, the JD Sports Open was kind of dry. It wasn't anything insane that you should have been rushing in for. There was a decent amount of people, more than I expected, and for the stuff they had there, I didn't think it was worth it. But pretty much we got our pandas and a personal pair of Jordan 1 UNC toes, which I can't complain about. And yeah, you should all know pandas move really fast, but we also got some other dunks, which is this pair. This pink knitted pair, they are of course a women's exclusive. We got 2 pairs of them and a shoe that I think should move really well considering we got them for that retail price. I think I should be able to sell them for around 200 to 180 bucks. But yeah, a shoe that I think will get extremely dirty really fast just because of the material on them. If it was all just a leather pair, I think this colorway would go hard, especially on that resale market. But with the material they did use, the resale on these isn't the craziest that it could be. Honestly, this material usage is a little bit strange. Definitely a material that you can see visible damage a whole lot easier than an all leather pair. But yeah, let me know in the comments below, what do you think of this pair? Because honestly, I didn't really think twice about them, but resale value is pretty good on these. But yeah, let me know in the comments below. But we also got this pair, the Jordan 1 low pandas. We only got one size, a size 9 women's. And in my opinion, the Jordan 1 low model is kind of making like a comeback / overtaking the Jordan 1 highs. Because like we've seen, Jordan 1 highs they're not hitting like they used to be. Honestly, a lot of the releases that are coming out, you see eventually go on sale. And at least in my experience, the Jordan 1 low model has been getting a whole lot more love. And there's a bunch of clean colorways coming out of them. And having the most popular dunk colorway on a Jordan 1 low, it should be next to impossible for me not to be able to make some money on this pair. And yeah, let me know in the comments below, do you prefer the Jordan 1 low pandas or the Nike Dunk low pandas? Because honestly, they're about the same for me. Maybe the Dunk lows slightly better just because they're a little bit more thicker than this Jordan 1 low, but it's pretty even in my opinion. But let me know yours in the comments below. But let's move over to a couple things that aren't Dunks or Jordan 1s, which is this pair. These Air Max 90s, now we got these for a steal. They were priced all the way down to $99.99. Again, a steal. Usually they go for 180 bucks. And the thing is, they only had a size 11 left, so we picked that size up. And yeah, getting a shoe like this for 100 bucks, again, a shoe that should be next to impossible not to make some profit on. But I've told you guys before, I really am not the biggest fan of this aged look that they're glamorizing all over the latest sneakers. Yeah, just having this whole yellow bottoms and the yellow tab at the back, I'm not the biggest fan of them. The whole age look is just, it's not for me. But yeah, let me know in the comments below, are you a fan of the age look? Because like I said, I don't get the point of it whatsoever. Definitely not my style. But let's move over to something else, which is this pair. These all white with a little bit of gray Air Force 1 lows. We actually picked this pair up at the Nike outlet. We got a size 11 and a 12, and we only paid $115 per pair, which for pretty much an all white Air Force 1 low is, in my opinion, a really great pickup, especially for back to school. Yes, they are a little bit of a bigger size, but nonetheless, getting Air Force 1s that are pretty much all white for under retail, I again should have no problem whatsoever selling these for some pretty nice profit. But that's not the only pair of Air Forces that we picked up. We also got this pair. These Air Force 1 low, I believe it's the Midnight Blue, something very close to that. We've had these on the channel before. However, we got these for a steal this time. They were on the clearance section at JD Sports, and we got 2 size 13s for under 100 bucks. We paid $84 flat for them. They were $80 plus that 5% tax, which comes out to 84 bucks per pair. And yeah, getting Air Forces, especially a colorway like this, for under 90 bucks, under 85 bucks is a steal. I should realistically be able to sell these for close to that $150 markup, to be honest. And yeah, we've had these on the channel before. If you do remember, we bought a bunch, and they're always a quick seller that gives me some really nice profit at the end of the day. And yeah, just another great thing we picked up this episode. Honestly, this episode has been a bunch of heaters. Lots of stuff that sells for a stupid amount of profit that we should have no problem selling, to be honest. That shouldn't be sitting in our inventory for months and months and months. But let's move over to the next thing on the list, which is this pair. The Jordan 7 Citruses. Now these were marked all the way down from $260 all the way to $157.49. We've had these on the channel before. I think we've had a bunch of sizes from what I remember at least. However, this time we only picked up a couple size 8s because that's all they had left. But getting these for 157 bucks, again, a no-brainer. Another shoe that should be, again, next to impossible not to sell for some good profit. Is it going to be the craziest amount of profit in the world? No. Realistically, I'll probably get 180 bucks per pair, which if I paid 157 bucks, like, that's some pretty decent profit, especially because I bought a couple pairs of them. But yeah, this pair and the next pair I'm about to show you probably going to be the lowest profit margins out of everything we bought. But at the end of the day, it's still a decent amount of profit for hardly any work. So let's move over to the next pair, which is this one, the Squirtle Pumas. Now, the only real reason I got these is because they were half off. From 120 bucks, we got them down to $69.99. And realistically, I should be able to sell them for maybe 100, maybe a little bit under 100. But again, a shoe that I should have no problem selling for. Probably one of the harder shoes for me to sell out of everything we bought today. The only thing that does concern me is I picked up a size 11. And I would think typically you'd want to get a smaller size for this. I don't really see a size 11 guy wearing this, but there has to be someone out there wanting this pair, and I got it under 100 bucks, so should be able to sell this one for some profit, not the most amount. But the last two things we picked up are definitely some of the best ones. So let's move over to one of the last pairs, which is this one, these Nike SB Dunk Lows. I believe this is the Sunset Emerald colorway. Honestly, just a really out there colorway, one that I haven't seen whatsoever. This might be a newer release, but they do go for a decent amount of money. Not gonna lie, this being an SB model does help it out a lot, because if this was just a normal Dunk Low, I don't see this being a profitable dunk whatsoever. But yeah, we found these at the Nike store and they were sitting for a hot minute because we got 2 size 8s and a size 9.5. They were sitting for like a week that I saw them there, and they were sitting for so long that usually they're one per person, but they let me just grab all the sizes left. Definitely not my favorite colorway of a SB whatsoever. It's alright and all. I've never seen anyone actually wear them on feet. They do go for a little bit. Again, not going to be the craziest amount of profit. Probably going to be able to sell them for around 40-ish bucks profit-wise, but better than nothing. But last thing we picked up, honestly, might be one of the best things we picked up, because we're going to sell these things for a good markup, which is this pair. These PG6s, we got them for $73.49. We got 6 pairs, and we only got sizes 11 and 11.5, but those sizes alone sell for upwards to $180. So we're making over $100 profit on each pair, and just an all-around clean looking basketball shoe. Do I know if these are good for basketball? I have no idea. I don't really hoop like that, but let me know in the comments below, are these a good hooping shoe? Because I have no idea. All I know is I bought a bunch of these in the bigger sizes too, because like I tell you guys, for basketball shoes, 90% of the time you're going to want to look for bigger sizes, and that's exactly what we did. And like I said, they go for over $180 each. So that's going to be an easy $600 profit once all of those sell. And yeah, we picked up a bunch of stuff this episode. Honestly, one of our better episodes. But with all that buying, I'm not too sure how much money we're going to have. But we did sell a decent amount of stuff this episode. So let's go over everything we sold this episode, starting with the Under Armour Curry Flow 10 Northern Lights. We sold the size 13. Then the Air Max 97 Joker, we sold a size 10.5. Then all of the Air Force One Low Triple Red, we sold all 3 of the 13, all 5 of the 12s, all 3 of the 10.5s, all 6 of the 9.5, all 7 of the size 9, all 5 of the size 8.5, and both of the size 8s. And yeah, as you can see, sold a decent amount. Do I think we're gonna go past 60,000 this episode? Probably not, just because we probably spent close to $5,000-6,000 this episode in buying all these stuff. But if you're new here and you're wondering, how do I have tens of thousands of dollars in my inventory? Well, let me just show you. Let's go through everything in our inventory, including the stuff we just bought, starting with the Nike PG6 Celestine Blue Peach Cream. We have 4 11.5s and 2 11s. Then in the LeBron Witness 6 Summit White Metallic Petter colorway, we have a size 10, 9, 8, and 7.5. Then in the Clear Emerald Wild Berry colorway, we have a 10.5. Then in the Reebok Shaq Attack Orlando, we have a size 12, 11, 9.5, and 9. Then in the Puma Suede Pokemon Squirtle, we have a size 11. Starting off with the Yeezy 350 V2 in the cream colorway, we got a size 9.5. Then in the Nike J1 Family Trivia, we have a 10.5. Then in the Air Max 90 SE Marion Frank Rudy Summit White colorway, we have a size 11. Then in the Golf NRG Players Championship, we have two 11s and a 9. Then in the Light Bone colorway, we have a size 10.5 and 9.5. Then in the N7 colorway, we have two 12s, an 11.5, 10, two 10s, and a 9.5, 9, 8.5, and a 7.5. Then in the Air Max Plus Black and White, we have a size 7.5 women's. Then in the Nike Roshi Run Black Anthrite Sale, we have two 13s, a 12, two 11s, two 10.5s, a 10, and 9.5. Then in the Iguana colorway, we have a 7.5 and 10. Then the Sport Red Cool Gray colorway, we have a 7.5. Then in the Air Force One High Billie Eilish Sequan, we have a size 10.5, three 10s, two 9.5s, and a 9. Then in the Nike Air Force One Mid QS Chocolate, we have a size 9. Then in the Air Force One Low Triple White, we have an 11.5. Then in the Reflective Swoosh White Blue colorway, we have a size 13. Then in the Uno colorway, we have a 12, 9.5, 7, three 6.5s, and a 6. Then in the University Blue, we have a size 13, 11.5, 11, and 8. Then in the White Metallic Silver colorway, we have an 8.5. Then in the White Chocolate colorway, we have a 10.5 and 8.5. Then in the College Pack Midnight Navy colorway, we have two 13s. Then in the White Wolf Gray Soul colorway, we have a 12 and 11. Then in the West Coast Los Angeles colorway, we have a size 7Y. Then in the Nike Blazer Low Sakai White Patent Leather, we have a size 9.5. The Air Max 1 Crate Brown, we have two 13s, a 12.5, 12, three 11.5s, two 11s, a 10.5, two 10s, two 9.5s, two 9s, an 8.5, three 7.5s, a 6.5, and 6. Then in the George Green colorway, we have a size 8 and 7. Then in the Dirty Denim colorway, we have two 13s, two 12s, two 10.5s, a 10 and 8.5. Then in the Air Max Flyknit Racer Black and White, we have a size 11, 10.5, 10, 9.5, 9, and 8.5. Then the Air Max Thea Mid Ale Brown colorway, we have an 11, 8, three 7.5s, and a 7 women's. Then in the Black Sail colorway, we have a 9, 8.5, three 8s, a 7.5, and 6.5 women's. Then in the Nike Zoom Court Light 3 White and Black, we have a size 11. Then in the Nike Free Run 5.0 Black and White, we have a size 12. Then in the Nike Free RN Flyknit Black White Ombre, we have a size 9.5. Then in the white colorway, we have a 9.5 and 9. Then in the Nike Vapor Max Flyknit Leopard, we have a 7.5, 7, 6.5, and 6 women's. Then in the Leopard colorway, we have a 9.5, 8.5, 7.5, and 5.5 women's. Then in the SB Alley Oop Black White, we have a size 10.5 and 10. Then in the Black Royal colorway, we have a size 13. Then in the Nike SB Dunk Low Orange Emerald Rise, we have a 9.5 and 2 8s. Then in the Peach Cream colorway, we have a size 10 women's, two 9.5s, a 9, two 8.5s, an 8, two 7.5s, a 7, and 6 women's. Then in the Just Do It Sail Team Red, we have a 6.5 women's. Then in the Indigo Haze, we have an 8 and 7.5 women's. Then in the Phantom Metallic Gold colorway, we have an 8.5, 9.5, and two 10 women's. Then in the Terry Swoosh colorway, we have a 10, 9.5, 9, 8.5, and 5 women's. Then in the Light Smoke Gray colorway, we have a 6 and 7 women's. Then in the Arizona State colorway, we have a 13 and 12. Then in the Pink Oxford colorway, we have a 10, two 9 women's, two 8.5s, a 7.5, 7, and 6.5 women's. Then in the Essential Paisley Pack Barely, we have a size 7.5 women's. Then in the Paisley Pack Pink colorway, we have a 7.5 and 6.5 women's. Then in the Miami Hurricanes colorway, we have a size 13. Then in the Gorge Green Midnight Navy, we have a 9.5 women's and 7 women's. Then in the NBA 75th Anniversary Knicks colorway, we have a 10.5. Then in the Next Nature Homer Simpsons, we have a 6.5Y. Then in the 3D Swoosh Gray colorway, we have two 5.5Ys. Then in the two-tone gray colorway, we have a 7Y and a 4Y. Then in the Panda colorway, we have 6 13s, an 11.5, 11, 10.5, 9.5, 8.5, 9 women's, 3 3Ys and a 2Y. Then in the Team Gold colorway, we have 2 12s and a 10.5. Then in the Rose Whisper colorway, we have a size 10 and 9.5 women's. Then in the Industrial Blue Sashiko colorway, we have a size 13. Then in the Active Fuchsia colorway, we have a size 7Y and 6Y. Then in the Pink Corduroy colorway, we have a 9 and 7.5 women's. Then in the Deadpool colorway, a 6.5Y. Then in the Anthrite White colorway, we have a size 12, 11, 10, 9.5, and 9. Then in the Jordan Access Bread, we have a size 11. Then in the Jordan Liftoff Black Dark Concord, we have a size 11. Then in the White Cement colorway, we have a size 13. Then in the Jordan Hydro 6 Black, we have a size 12. Then in the Jordan Sophia Slide Black and Red, we have a size 9 women's. Then in the Jordan Zion 2 Voodoos, we have 3 10.5s and 2 10s. Then in the Jordan 14 Laneys, we have 2 12s and a 7.5. Then in the Jordan 13 University Blue, we have 8 13s, 4 12s, 6 11.5s, 6 11s, a 10.5, and 9.5. Then in the Black Flints, we have 3 13s, 3 12s, 2 11.5s, 2 11s, 3 10.5s, 2 10s, a 9.5, 9, and 8. Then in the French Blue colorway, we have a 6.5 and 6Y. Then in the Playoff colorway, we have a 7Y, 9.5, 9, and 2 8s. Then in the Jordan 12 Hyper Royal, we have a size 9.5, 9, 8.5, and 8 women's. Then in the Jordan 11 Cherries, we have a size 10, 8.5, 8, 6Y, 2 4.5Ys, 3 4Ys, and 2 3.5Ys. Then in the Jordan 7 Citrus, we have 4 8s. Then in the Jordan 6 Georgetowns, we have 6 13s, 2 12s, 6 11, 2 10.5s, a 10, 2 9.5s, a 9, and 8. Then in the Chrome Metallic colorway, we have 2 13s, 2 12s, 2 5.5Ys, and 2 5Ys. Then in the Cool Gray colorway, we have 2 13s and 2 12s. Then in the Jordan 4 Midnight Navy, we have 2 size 5Ys. Then in the Seafoam colorway, we have a size 10 and 9.5 women's. Then in the Midnight Navy, we have a 3Y, 2 2Ys, 3 12Cs, and 2 11Cs. Then in the Thunders, we have an 11.5, 10, and 9. Then in the Jordan 2 Chicago, we have a size 6.5Y and 6Y. Then in the Cool Gray colorway, we have 2 size 9 women's. Then in the Marina Blue colorway, in a size 6 women's. Then in the Chicago Flip colorway, we have a 9 women. Then in the True Blue colorway, we have a size 11 and 8.5. Then in the White Toe colorway, we have a 4. Then in the Panda colorway, we have a size 9 women's. Then in the Black Toe colorway, we have a size 13, 11, 10.5, 10, 9.5, 2 9s, 3 7Ys, a 6.5, 6, and 5Y. Then in the Stealth colorway, we have a size 10, 9, 8.5, 8, and 7.5 women. Then in the Jordan 1 High Taxis, we have 2 7Ys, 4 13s, and a size 8. Then in the Lost and Found colorway, we have a size 1.5Y, 2 1Ys, a 5C, and a 7C. Then in the NYC to Paris colorway, we have a 7.5. Then the White Black Volt University Gold colorway in a 9.5. Then in the Starfish colorway, we have a 7.5, 7, 2 6.5s, 2 6, a 5.5, and 5 women's. Then in the UNC Toe colorway, we have a 6.5 and 5Y. And finally, the Jordan 1 High Dior's in a size 9.5. And yeah, once all that does sell, to be honest, I don't even know if I really need to be buying stuff anymore, because once that does sell, we'll be really close to that $100,000 goal. And yeah, let me know in the comments below your predictions of what episode you think will hit that $100,000 markup, because I would love to get it on episode 100. I think that would be amazing. But yeah, let me know your predictions in the comments below. With that being said, guys, thank you for watching to the end of the video. It means a lot. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on those post notifications so you don't miss any of my newest videos. And let's waste no more time and figure out what our grand total is gonna be at now. So let's roll our brand new tally right now.